Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree. But whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. It's been a while since I've been with you since the 400th episode because I've been getting things ready, getting things ready for the Super Bowl as we see everything unfold. We know that the NFC will be the powerhouse that a lot of people believe it is. San Francisco 49ers versus the Lions. That's like the little engine that could, the feel-good story of the playoffs. And then on the AFC side, you have the two heavy hitters, the two heavyweights. You've got Lamar and Baltimore taking on the Chiefs and the one and only Patrick Mahomes. Before I get started, let's just make some things clear. First off, we don't need tiers in football. If you're just going to put people in tiers they don't deserve to be in. So let's clear this up. This is an updated tiers for people who need to know. And you can agree or disagree, but your disagreement better not be putting anybody in tier number 1 or tier number 2. Tier number 1 is Patrick Mahomes. He stands alone. He is the gold standard. There's nobody close to him. How can they be? He's a 2-time MVP. He has 2 championships to his name. He's got another championship appearance where he essentially tried to put an entire team on his back with no offensive line and no run game to speak of. He is him. He is Timothy. He is the one. He is Neo. He is whatever you want to put as the top. He's him. He might be Michael Jordan, right? Then you go to number 2, the second tier, but the second tier is not a bunch of people. The second tier is only one person. It's Lamar Jackson. The second tier is Lamar Jackson. He is the only one. He is the alien. He is the outlier. He is the guy who's different, right? Because for some reason, his 150, 160-yard passing performance and 2 touchdowns, and then his 100 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns don't get weighed the same as everybody else's. It's not his fault. It just is your bias because you don't want to believe that someone can be as effective as he is that doesn't throw the ball 40-plus times a game. By the way, every single time they've asked him to throw the ball a lot, he's amassed a ton of passing yards. Do yourself a favor and go and look at how much he passes the ball versus the other people who are considered to be the elites of the passing world, and you'll see that it's not even close. Lamar is in that second tier all by himself. 2-time MVP. He just doesn't have any championships. Everybody else, you can start the argument at tier number 3. If you want to put Josh Allen in tier 3, cool. But you can't put Josh Allen in tier 2 with Lamar Jackson because he's not Lamar Jackson. He's not the same, right? Their playoff record is now essentially the same. Lamar has been a better performer in the regular season. He will have 2 regular season MVPs when he wins it again this year. They're not the same. As much as you might want Josh Allen to be that guy, he's not. What tells us that he's not that guy? Look at the game plan that they put together. This isn't a knock on Josh Allen being great. He's great. Like he's excellent. But he's not Lamar Jackson. They were purposely throwing screen passes and quick passes so that this man did not turn the ball over. I can tell. I've been around this game. They don't call me Coach Gene Clemens just because I gave myself the name. I do this. They were purposely calling plays to mitigate risk. I've never seen them do that with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is the person who's mitigating the risk. Lamar Jackson is the person that's deciding not to force it here or to force it here or when to run and when not to run. He's different. So if you want to start tier 3 with Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and everybody else, go right ahead. But just don't put them in the class of Patrick Mahomes. Don't put them in the class of Lamar Jackson. Those two are in two different tiers, but they're in tiers all by themselves. I also am a little bit tired of defending black head coaches and black general managers, right? Because I don't see what I should see, which is black head coaches and black general managers who know how hard it is to ascend to that level, opening the door for other people to obtain roles that would allow them to have an opportunity to get to that level. See, a lot of people's knock on Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin. Sorry, I had a brain mishap for a second there. But a lot of people's issue with Mike Tomlin as a head coach is, oh, well, how much postseason success has he had over the past whatever many years? And my whole thing is that it's just hard. It's hard to make the postseason. So the fact that you're in the postseason, the fact that you're getting these records that mean that you're always in the fight, that's a good thing. That's a quality thing. That's a beautiful thing. But what I can't excuse is the lack of black offensive and defensive coordinators on his staff. He has a chance to change that. They have an offensive coordinator opening. Now is not the time to tell me that Mike Tomlin is just a head coach. He doesn't have any say, whatever. Now is the time for him to take a guy like Eric Bieniemy, who is now proven at two different places that he's one of the elites when it comes to offensive game planning and play calling, to give him the opportunity to come in there and get that Pittsburgh Steelers team back to the postseason success they're used to having. He's the person. That's the spot. Eric Bieniemy, no nonsense. He's going to come in there and he's going to do what he does. And it might be rocky, like it was in Washington. It might be rocky in the preseason or not the preseason, but in training camp. But once they start to understand what he's trying to get done and the accountability that he wants them to have, they're going to have a lot of success. It's going to benefit Bieniemy. It's going to benefit Tomlin. It's going to benefit the team. But if they just go out and hire Joe Schmo, offensive guy, white, it's no diss. But come on, ladies and gentlemen. If Mike Tomlin, the entrenched black head coach, doesn't have enough cachet to give a black offensive coordinator or a black up-and-coming quarterbacks coach or wide receivers coach or offensive line coach an opportunity to be an offensive coordinator, then who does? If he doesn't have it, then who does? Jerod Mayo, I see all of these offensive coordinator interviews. He talked about seeing color because you need to be able to see color in order to see the problem. We know the problem. A lot of people can't get those head coaching jobs because they don't have experience as offensive coordinators. Those are the guys who on a large scale are getting the head coaching jobs. Well, guess what? Jerod Mayo has an opportunity to hire. Are you just a figurehead head coach, or are you actually a head coach? Is this what you're willing to put it on? I know it sucks because he hasn't been entrenched in the job, but hey, you're new. You're like a new penny. Now is the time to get your stuff in. I would like to see a black offensive coordinator in New England. Give them that opportunity. If you look at other jobs or other organizations, if Tampa Bay's offensive coordinator moves on because he gets a head coaching opportunity, hey, Todd Bowles, I know you don't see color, but hey, let's get some guys in there to give them that chance. Don't do them like you did Byron Leftwich, which I don't even necessarily blame you for. Byron Leftwich wasn't your guy. Cool. Somebody had to be scapegoated. Might as well be Byron Leftwich, right? But he went from being a head football coach candidate to not even, where is he? What is he doing? It ain't coordinating an offense. We see these things happening around the NFL and we go, it's now time for the guys. If when Pierce is now the head coach, he needs to bring in an offensive coordinator that better represents the people around him. Right? This is the opportunity. It's not just in, hey, we have some black head coaches getting jobs. We now need to have those black head coaches hire black coordinators and black position coaches so that the well can be filled up like it's filled up for everyone else. I'm not saying go out and hire unqualified people, but there's no reason why Pep Hamilton's not somebody's offensive coordinator. There's no reason why Byron Leftwich is not somebody's offensive coordinator. It makes no sense. It has no logic to it. And if you go up one, we have an influx of black general managers now. Ran Carthan over in Tennessee interviewed a bunch of black candidates for the head job. But it's being reported that the white guy whose daddy was a head coach in the NFL is now going to be the head coach there. How convenient, right? How convenient. Like, what do we have to do to get the people who are or should be the influential decision makers to think about us when they know how hard it is to get where they've been? Like, how hard is it? How difficult is it? And if it's a situation where if it's a situation where Ran Carthan doesn't have the power to select the head coach, then is he really the general manager? Or is he a figurehead? Is he just happy to have the job? I don't know. And I'm not trying to throw shade at Ran Carthan. I just want it to be known that when we have these jobs, we're not able to have these jobs forever. At least do one thing that allows for the advancement of people who look and sound like you. And maybe he will. Right? The Jay-Z line is, I can't help the poor if I'm one of them. So I got rich and I gave back. To me, that's the win-win. Right? So maybe that's what we're looking for here. But in the first opportunity to do so, right? In the first opportunity to do so, Ran Carthan decided, I'm going to go with a legacy hire. I'm going to go with a young offensive coordinator off of a team with a ton of offensive talent to come in and change around my offense that does not have a ton of offensive talent. No quarterback. You may have a running back. You may have running back. You've got receiving options that are questionable. Tight end, questionable. Offensive line, who knows? It's not going to be the same type of job as you took over when you came to Cincinnati. So we have to be aware of those things. In with the Bears, you've got Ryan Poles, it's the GM, first hire, not a brother. It's not going very well for him. People want him to get rid of the brother at quarterback. You've got an offensive coordinator issue. What do? You reportedly are going to bring in Cliff Kingsbury? Like, that's the answer? Yeah, I think it might be a cool hire. But where's that opportunity? Again, Pep Hamilton is here. He's had nothing but success with being able to advise on, understand, develop quarterbacks and use them in the proper way. Why is his phone not ringing off the hook? The best quarterbacks in the NFL are black. It's not always been the case, but it's the case now. Some of the most successful coaches in the NFL are black. Hey, guess what? Down in Houston, right? Great season. There's a chance they might lose their offensive coordinator who comes off of the Shanahan tree. Do you just go and pluck more unripened, undeveloped fruit off the Shanahan tree? Or do you go and find a talented young black coordinator to come in and take over? They're going to probably have somewhere like the same amount of experience. They're going to have about the same amount of cachet, only you're going to be opening a door for one that has not been opened for them, where the other one is going to have doors open for them all over the place. It's unfair that these gentlemen have to hold it up, but that's what you're here for, right? Don't tell me I'm just here to coach. You can coach anywhere at any level. You have to be about the business of changing and uplifting because everybody else is. Everybody else is. Everybody else is doing it. It's not something that's just, happening in one area. If you look around, the most fantastic thing about the Jewish community is the infrastructure that they've built. Each one, teach one, help out, reach one. The Korean community, what's so fantastic about it? The infrastructure. The Indian community, what's so great about it? The infrastructure. They all help each other. So it's not a, oh my gosh, I'm saying he's race based. I'm not saying that anyone's doing anything wrong. I'm saying that now it's time for us to take the power that we have and use it to pull up and uplift people who look like us. If I had a network, then I am going to reach out to try to pull up those that look like me who are talented, who may not be getting those opportunities other places. Do I need them to stay with me forever? No, I don't. I want them to then spread out, go out and do the same thing. That's how the infrastructure is built. That's how the community is built. We help each other up, then they pay it forward. And all of a sudden we have a network that is cohesive, that all has the same thoughts and values together. People that you can turn and look to the left and the right and say, he looks like me. She looks like me. We have similar upbringings. It's time for our coaches and our general managers, front office people to have that same energy. If we just see a whole bunch of other uninspired hires from these guys, then we know it's just lip service out here. Because the sadness of what we find in the Black community is people believe they have to do it all themselves. Why? Because no one's ever just said, hey, I know you're talented, I know you're good, come. Or if they do it to one person, and then that door is never opened again. Young Raheem Morris got a job with the Buccaneers that he was not ready to have. And he did a really good job considering he wasn't ready to have the job. They didn't spend any money. And they were in an extremely competitive NFC South at the time. He did a great job. I think he was runner-up for Coach of the Year one year. The next year they struggled, they fired him. The year after they fired him, they went out and spent $100 million in free agency. He didn't get to drop back to a coordinator position. He went back to a position coach, built himself up, wide receiver coach, DB's coach, then got a chance to be the defensive coordinator with the Atlanta Falcons, offensive coordinators positions. Now he's back with defensive coordinator with the Rams. Every other defensive coordinator before him has found a head coaching job. He's still waiting. This year might be his year. And if he gets the job, you know what I need him to do? I need him to reach out and pull and get another Raheem Morris in there as a defensive coordinator, as an offensive coordinator. Pay it forward. I'm really excited because the Super Bowl is coming up. And as you all know, I will be in attendance at the Super Bowl. Yes, your boy is credentialed once again as an official media member of the Super Bowl. So I am going to announce for you my programming for that Super Bowl week. That's that week, February 5th through February 11th at the actual Super Bowl. Really excited, like I said, looking forward to being there, to and bringing you guys all the information right there from Radio Row, to talking with some really fantastic people in the space, in media, in sports. It's not just a football thing. All the sports is like the Super Bowl of media. So the fact that I'm there, I'm really excited about, and I want to share with you the lineup for this event. First off, I will be announcing my Savannah High School All-22. In the past, it's been my top 25, but I wanted to do something different this year. Instead of giving a top 25 players, I want to give legitimate All-22 with regards to positions. So I'm going to give you the 11 starters on offense from the city of Savannah and its private schools, and I'm going to give you the 11 starters on defense. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to doing it. I hope to be able to get some players to talk to them. They're live via social media and however we need to connect. I think it's going to be a great thing. I know that the last few years it has been something that a lot of people have paid attention to in the city, and I'm happy to be able to bring the city of Savannah to the Super Bowl with me by highlighting some of its fantastic football players this year. Judge Gene, if you know anything about my writing with The Athletic, you know that Judge Gene is a column that I write with The Athletic where I settle disputes about fantasy football. And so I'll be reaching out here for some of you guys to bring your unique fantasy football disputes, and we will bring you that content live from Radio Row that day. I'm looking forward to that. It should be a lot of fun. Hey Ladies is my opportunity where you will see me have some great discussion with women who are in sports media, their impacts, what they like to see, the forward and progressing things that they have going on. I really think there's some amazing women in sports media. There's always been amazing women in sports media, and I'm really looking forward to having the opportunity to talk to them. Obviously, the flagship, what you're listening to now, our Talk Spicy podcast, will be coming to you. It'll be the first thing that launches off the day. Every day we are finalizing times right now, but Talk Spicy will be in attendance for sure. So you know that you're going to have to make sure you keep it spicy. X and O's to Joe's, one of the first things that I started doing when I started doing content is our video breakdown, X and O's to Joe's every day. I will bring you some plays. I can tell you right now that 2 of the days will be focused on offensive things from the Super Bowl participants. And then 2 of the days will be focused on defensive things from the Super Bowl participants. So come check it out, hang out. I look forward to bringing you X and O's to Joe's. That ought to be fun. And that's just the stuff that I can announce right now. There's a lot more in the tuck. So please, 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 if you haven't subscribed yet, go subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're not following me on Twitch or on Instagram or on X/Twitter, make sure you do it. If you have not, if you have not subscribed to the Facebook page, make sure you do that now. You want to be here, and if you want to support, if you have a business that you want to have advertised for this, we're going to roll out a big February advertisement for everything, and you're going to get exclusive advertising throughout the week of Super Bowl week right here on all of those shows that I have going on. So if you want to do that, make sure that you reach out. All social media at Gene Clemens, at Coach Gene Clemens. You can find me everywhere on TikTok, on Instagram, on everywhere. Just make sure you go and check that out. But I'm really looking forward to Super Bowl week. Last year I went. I wasn't able to go for the entire week. This year I plan to be there for the entire week from Monday to Sunday. So you're not going to want to miss it. You're definitely going to want to be tuned because you just never know when I'm popping up on your algorithm. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. We do this thing a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Till next time, peace. Twitch fam, what's up? Instagram fam, y'all know what it is.